Hey guys, so today I'm going to be looking at more petty revenge stories. Yeah, let's just get right into the video. Why force me to share the bill when I wasn't sharing the food? I started working with a new team and they had the practice of going out for lunch every Friday. I was new to the job and I know my pay was way lower than everyone else. And months later, I realized I was paid unfairly low and I quit at the worst possible time as a revenge for a better paying job. I had loans to pay off and was also at the beginning of my career, hence was pretty calculative of my spending. Coming to the main story here, I was invited to join for Friday lunches and I liked it as well. But one thing that bugged me the most was the bill was split equally. The reason it was a problem for me was I was the only vegetarian in the group. Everyone else used to eat only non-vegetarian food and would order multiple appetizers, main course, etc. and share amongst themselves. I, on the other hand, would just order for me one appetizer and one main dish. They would take pieces from my appetizer and portions from my main dish as well to taste it. And many days I would leave the restaurant still feeling a little bit hungry. Also, I was paying more than what I even ordered. Usually I used to order food totaling about $15. With tip, it would be less than $18. This was more than a decade back. But when we split the overall bill, I usually ended up paying $23 to $25. And most of all, I was not even getting to eat what I ordered. They're taking this person's portion to taste. That's messed up. The fact that this person can't even eat meat, but the other people are taking from their portion when they know well enough that this person can't take any from theirs, and they're still making this person split equally. If they were decent people, one of them would be like, oh yeah, we'll just split it equally between us and you can pay for yourself because you didn't eat any of ours. But no, nobody was decent in that group. So one day I suddenly brought up the idea of separate bills, or at least let me pay for what I order. Most of them ignored what I said, and the two who responded shut down my idea immediately, saying I was ridiculous. Okay, I mean, now we know for sure they aren't decent people. So that day, I ordered 2 appetizers instead of 1. The next week, I ordered 2 appetizers and 2 main dishes. And at the end of the lunch, I packed up the remaining vegetable food and took home for my dinner. The week after, I tossed in a dessert in the mix and asked the server to pack one of the vegetarian main dishes straight in a to-go box. This is when their alarm bells started ringing. I have been ordering food worth $40+ now, including tips, and since it was getting mixed with the bigger pool, everyone's share had gone up to the upper 20s. On the 4th week, when I was about to order, one of the guys who called my idea ridiculous suggested separate bills for vegetarian and non-vegetarian food. That day, I ordered 2 appetizers and 1 main dish. I think that sent a message. I invited everyone to taste the appetizer and offered my main dish as well. I left the lunch feeling full and not having any to-go boxes. In the weeks following, slowly the split concept was gone and everyone started paying for what they ordered. They will split the cost only for appetizers they shared. Everyone ended up paying less than what they usually paid, as everyone was ordering more than needed as they assumed, since the bill is split equally, and they were getting to pay less. But this fails when everyone was doing the same. Oh my gosh. This person just saved these people so much money. Honestly, yeah, if you're splitting the bill, you're obviously gonna be ordering way more. You're gonna be like, yeah, let's get this too. Yeah, well, let's also get this too. Let's get everything. But if you're just buying for yourself, you just think about what you need. So you're just gonna be spending a lot less. Wow. The audacity for those people to be like, you're ridiculous. You gotta pay for ours too. Even though you're not eating ours, you gotta pay. That's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. This person is actually so smart. They were trying to be fair. They were just like, oh, okay then. Well, if everyone's gonna split the bill, then don't mind me. Dude insulted my boyfriend, so I danced with him. My boyfriend and I were at a German folk fest and there was one formal dance we had to participate in. I danced for a few years when I was a teen, while my boyfriend barely has any dancing experience. There was this one dude who was apparently dancing competitively, and after that formal dance, he made a mean remark about how my boyfriend maybe should have practiced some steps beforehand. He did, and he didn't do a bad job at all. Naturally, I asked him if he minded to have a dance with me. He complied, saying he would be delighted, and that he always wanted to have at least one dance with someone who actually knew what they were doing. Next up was a tango argentino, which was lucky for me, because you get really close and can talk the majority of the time if you want, and I really wanted to. Here were the pieces of dialogue that I remember. Me, so for how long have you been dancing? Him, 4 years now. Me, really? Oh, okay, but probably not very regularly. Him, what? Why? No, I go at least once a week. Me, I just thought people sometimes get busy, you know, with jobs and a life. But yeah, I guess you never know. And what's your favorite dance? Him, Tango Argentina is nice, but I think my favorite is me interrupting. No, of course, it's obvious this ain't it. No worries. You don't have a steady dancing partner, do you? Him, no, why? Me, it's just the way you dance. Have you thought about trying other sports? Him, no, I really like dancing, why would I? Me, just asking. I love lifting, for example, and a friend of mine from dancing swears by yoga as cross-training. Him, oh yeah, that sounds really cool. Maybe I'll think about it, thanks. Me, no problem. Maybe there's even some sport where you have natural talent. The whole dance went like this. When it was over, I thanked him for the dance. He sourly thanked me back, and I patted his hand with a reassuring, you're welcome, and don't fret it, everyone learns at their own pace. Yo, that's amazing. She was like, oh, you don't dance regularly, do you? Because I can tell you don't dance regularly. And if you do, you should probably practice more. This is why you don't mess with someone's partner, okay? Because I swear, I get way more petty for someone that I love than for myself. Like, if they said this to me, I wouldn't even care. But if you say it to someone that I love, oh, you messed up. You shouldn't have made me eat that. Another story just reminded me of my accidental petty revenge from 40 years ago. I was in the 4th grade and it was lunchtime in the cafeteria. I had been absent the day before when an announcement was made that we kids were wasting too much food and that we were now going to be required to eat everything on our trays. So the next day at lunch, I'm going through the line and we are required to choose a vegetable. Today's options were beets or carrots. I don't like either. Skipping was not an option. I chose carrots. I'm sitting at the table and I eat everything but the carrots. At the time, our male teacher ate lunch with us daily. He told me I had to eat the carrots due to the new rule. I had never been allowed to argue with an adult, but I tried everything to get out of it, including telling him that it would make me vomit. He told me again that I had to eat them or go to the principal's office. I was a good kid and that thought terrified me, so I ate the carrots and then I leaned over and vomited everything into his lap. I was sent to the nurse's office and then home. Came back the next day and the new rule was gone. This person just saved so many kids, seriously. Why would you force a kid to eat something they don't like? That's a stupid rule. And it's so hypocritical where it's like, well, you guys are wasting food, but you're not allowed to say you don't want this food. You know, like what? What's that supposed to mean? I mean, if they don't want it, then they're obviously not going to eat it. And that's wasting food. So you might as well allow them to skip what they don't like to eat. Oh my gosh. I gave a speech about my success in front of my ex. My ex treated me poorly, but not abusive or anything that extreme. He just expected me to absorb the worst and angriest parts of him quietly and didn't really get to know me as a person. That sounds abusive. Also, he broke up with me on a major holiday right after I learned I'd had a miscarriage with him. He ghosted me even after I told him this. He also basically told me I didn't deserve to be successful and that I wasn't a real person. He tried to make me feel uncomfortable in a space where I arrived first and he came in a year later. Openly mocked me with friends in the club when I won an award for my hard work. Just stupid behavior. Well, joke's on him because I became an overnight success story in our field. Now jobs are lining up to ask me to be a part of their projects and he's still trying to get people to like him because he's so obtuse it's painful to talk to him sometimes. I was even offered the chance to come back to the club and come speak specifically about my success with photo evidence of the big names I was working with. I arrived in a hot professor outfit and he came late looking like the rejected loser frat boy who was the total opposite of how he used to dress. He looked surprised to see me sitting with the club's top brass as he always wanted to be friends with them, and I actually did it. He sat in the last row and had to watch me describe the hard work I put into my success and how it bred even more wins for me because of how I moved in the industry. His face when I revealed who I worked with was priceless. The room gave out a collective gasp as well at the information, and he was bright red and fuming in the back of the room. He loved the work this person had done and wanted to work with them one day, and I had beat him to the punch by a marathon, not just a mile. Ooh, yes, rub it in his face. Best part was I got to explain networking and made it extremely clear that people who do F around in and out of work around coworkers will absolutely find out the hard way when they don't get jobs. It applied to him and a few others from the club who I didn't make eye contact with. But my crew who was in the meeting knew exactly why I didn't want him on because he wouldn't have been extremely unprofessional with me as his boss. I wouldn't have minded working together, but he has no class or decorum and it would have ruined the project for everyone. When the meeting semi-ended, I stayed with my friends at the front of the room talking and laughing, and I could see him in the corner of my eye talking around the edge of the space, not sure if he would be accepted. His biggest fear is that people won't like him, and watching me being surrounded and shown so much love and appreciation right in front of him, I just know it sent him into a tailspin because he walked out in an absolute huff. Even the people who took his side of the breakup and aided in making fun of me with him at our special event where I was awarded are now sliding up to me and were choosing to treat me as more important than him because of my work. Success in a life well lived really is the best petty revenge I'll ever need. Girl, you made it. Seriously, you made it. And I'm so glad he left you because you deserved way better. The fact that he left her made her just realize her life is just so much better without him. And if he was around, she wouldn't have been able to achieve these things because he would have been the one to stop her. He would always be the one to gaslight her, telling her that she's not enough. But yes, these revenges are the best ones where you're just living your life successfully and you don't even have to carry out a revenge. You're just being happy and living your life. And the people who are upset about you achieving success, they can just stay jealous. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!